This is Skipper Albert AWOL, the voice of the jungle, broadcasting on the 3BC to all points unknown. If you're within the sound of my voice, you are listening to AWOL Airwaves on the 3BC. And now, here's today's river tip from Skipper Bill of the Congo Connie. Bill says, if you're gonna listen to Three Sheets, make sure you grab a drink, flash some skin, and keep the kids away from the hippo. Thanks, Bill. And finally, passengers requesting that cheetahs tone down the debauchery should be referred directly to the booking office, where they will receive immediate medical treatment.
I know it sounds sorted, but you'll be rewarded when at last I am given my dues. And injustice deliciously squared,
Hello everybody and welcome to episode 61 of Three Sheets to the Mouse. We're five average guys with a love for all things Disney, and joining me on this week's show are four guys who find themselves on the wrong side of a hotel in old Hollywood. Trenton.
Hey everybody.
Mikey.
Ka-pew pew pew, ricochet rabbit.
Tim.
I don't know what just happened. What's up?
And Adam.
What's up, everybody?
We're here to talk to you about Disney parks, Disney booze, and a little bit of debauchery in between. So sit back, relax, grab a beer, and enjoy the adult side of Disney with Three Sheets to the Mouse. So, Adam, what are you drinking tonight?
I actually finally found something that we haven't found in this area yet. I finally have the monkey shoulder.
Ah,
nice.
Welcome to the tribe.
And believe it or not, they had it locked up in the liquor store.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they really did.
It's like $30.
Yeah, it was $30, but they had it locked up.
And I think it was 40.
What?
Closer to 40 than
That's
30.
highway robbery.
That is.
No, it was $29.99.
I thought it was 25.
No, it was $29.99 and
25? Shit, it's getting cheaper. Keep going, guys.
No, I thought it was 35.
No, it was 25.
I don't remember.
$29. That's, first of all, that's about a normal price for monkey shoulder, but locked up.
Locked up.
Damn.
Because I think people are stealing the bottles.
They're probably ripping the monkeys off.
Well,
Because
that
this
is,
is the Poconos after all.
that is a thing.
If
Like
you jerk on that
Mercedes
monkey
hood
enough,
ornaments
it'll
in the
get
90s.
off, so.
Well, it kind of looks like they're already humping. So,
Yeah. What do you think of it?
I really like it.
It's smooth. It's dolphin
It's
smooth.
very, very smooth. It's surprisingly good.
It's,
For
you
the
know
price,
what? For the price, it's not a bad blend, and, fuck anyone who shits on blended whiskey anymore.
no, I really like it. I'm very happy with it, actually.
Looking at you, Josh Petty. My brother-in-law, he was shitting on blended whiskeys when I saw him Saturday. He's like, I only drink single malt. I don't do blends.
Well, that is technically single malt. It's just different blends of single malt.
Yeah, but you didn't say he knows that. You said I knows that.
Ah.
I do knows that. Also, I had positively -3 fucks to give about trying to set the guy straight. He didn't have any whiskey, and I wasn't giving him any, so fuck him for what he thinks about whiskey.
Well, you know what? That's an even better reason to say fuck it. Mikey, what are you drinking tonight?
I got some shitty beer.
Is that the name of it?
No.
Because it wouldn't surprise me if it
no.
was.
I've got the old hams. I got the hams.
Yeah.
From St. Cloud, Minnesota, right?
I don't know. I can't see very well, and the prints. It's a horror. Don't get me started on the typesetting for the label of this beer can.
Well, look at the quality of the beer. You think they're really putting that much quality into the fucking label of it?
Wait, Mikey, is it Avatar? Is it the Avatar font?
No, it's all different types of brush fonts and scripts and stuff like that, and it's cursive for no good damn reason. I mean, why are you trying to fancy this thing up? You're not even the champagne nor the king of beers. You're just hams with 2 M's because that makes it German.
Hams.
Uh-oh. Scott's pronouncing things again.
He's been to the Warsaw or whatever the hell is in Germany.
Poland.
The München.
Actually, he was
been to
never at
Germany
the
City,
Warsaw.
Germany.
He stayed right outside the Warsaw, like really close, but not really in a town you never heard of before.
That's Poland.
And then he's going to try to say words from the country, how they thinks they pronounce them, and he's going to get called out by somebody that's actually from there, and they're going to tell him that he's wrong.
So wait, let me ask you guys. Did he say it was Jaguar?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, no. He didn't say it the way you said it was.
He said Jaguar. I said Jaguar. The U was pronounced. I might just specify the U is pronounced.
Oh, so you mean he
That's what
pronounced
you guys
it
made
like
fun
the
of.
phonetic spelling of it, not with adding other fucking letters that aren't in the word?
Jaguar is what I said. He said
That's not
Jaguar.
right.
But if you listen to the commercial, it kind of does sound like that.
So we're basing our word pronunciations off commercials now.
The commercial that they produce, yes.
It's a form of communication, Trenton. I mean, I'm not trying to get Scott's
I don't
back
know.
here, but
All I know is
Jeff?
it isn't
Jeff?
Jaguar, or isn't Jaguar.
it's
It
not
isn't Jaguar.
Hey, where I come from, it's called Jaguar. Down here in the Ozark foothills, it's Jaguar.
In Brooklyn, it's a Jaguar.
Ironically, if you go to the electrical department at your local hardware store, you end up getting a spool of war and go driving home in your Jaguar
Let's just call it a Jag.
as you pass the Walmarts. I used to actually have an XK6
I'm sorry.
when I was younger. Oh no, I had a 350 small block put into it.
You had none of the electrical gremlins?
No, actually, well, yeah,
Yes.
the seat heaters never worked, but I just figured if some redneck put a small block V8 in this European vehicle, what the hell else did he do? The AC worked, the heater worked. That's all I cared about. And you know, it was fast as hell and loud and noisy. I called it the Jaguar.
Tim, what are you drinking tonight?
I finally cracked open the bottle, one of the bottles of the inspired by the 1963 Glenfiddich.
Inspired by.
Inspired
It's not
by.
bad.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It tastes better tonight. That's the only thing I've been drinking.
Well, yeah, and
We
I
had
think
it at your house. We were already drinking some other more flavor.
but well, we were drinking a lot better than that.
All I remember saying is this would taste really good mixed with something else.
And you know what? That was the point of, you know, we had a little bit, or I had a little bit when I was talking with Trenton Brandt earlier this week. It was the Scotch that kind of got sold around the world. It kind of started the Scotch revolution back in the 60s. And you're right. It was probably mixed with other things. Scotch and soda, Scotch and Coke, making Rob Roy's with it. So, yeah, probably was mixed with other things. So, it's okay.
Is it bottled by Glenlivet?
Yes, yes. What they did was they found the formula from their 1963 single malt, which their distiller eventually took around the world and kind of selling Scotch outside of Scotland. And it's definitely really fruity. It's a full note of pears, like right on your face. Green grass and hay. It's okay. It's not bad.
Right in your face.
Yeah.
Also, the
Not
green
okay.
grass and the hay. So this is Song of Solomon, I think. If you want to get Old Testament on this,
It's a young barrel. I'll tell you that. So it's a young Scotch. I would say it's probably like 8 years old.
so not from the '60s.
No, it's not from the 60s. The recipe is from the 60s.
Yeah. Whatever.
It's got nice packaging, though. I'll tell you that.
I'm drinking a shitty beer that came in a cardboard box. I'm good.
Pears right in the face with a nice package is all I'm hearing right now.
Trent, what are you drinking tonight?
I got a cup of water because I got to be up early.
Well, I'm going to join you because I'm drinking Gatorade. I got to rehydrate after this weekend, and it's not from drinking too much.
Yeah, I got to drive to Georgia tomorrow, so...
So this marks the very first show that second show, because I'd made that LeFou's brew, which was shitty after.
Yeah. Well, Scott can't help it.
No, wait a second. You were trying to... Wait, time out. He was trying to sell us on this damn drink when he made it.
I said it was shitty after 3 of them and went into diabetic shock.
I don't
But
know.
your-
I feel
your
like you're trying to
excuse-
convince us that the first one was good.
The first one was good.
No, it wasn't.
After that,
it's
after
also
that,
not good in Disney, so I don't know why when you make it, it would be better.
And there was no
I like
alcohol
it.
in it, so
No,
you can't
there was
even
no
say
alcohol.
that.
I do like it. Just can't drink 3 of them.
And
But this week, your excuse is that you got the temple trots.
Yeah, I something like that. It was like Exorcist meets whatever the temple trots are.
It sounds like Montezuma's Revenge, actually.
Yeah, it might be. It might be Montezuma's Revenge. Yeah, it's been a rough weekend in our house. Everyone seems to have gotten it. The in-laws got it. It was not pretty.
And to think Scott tried to blame this on White Castle.
I
How
did try to blame it on
blasphemous
White
is
Castle.
that?
It's a coincidence because White Castle would do the same thing.
No, his in-laws did not eat White Castle, and they have the same
Nope.
thing.
And then,
The
in
only
fact,
time I can eat White Castle is drunk.
in fact, my
This is
sister-in-law,
The reason they're called sliders.
my sister-in-law,
It
who
wasn't because they were cute and small.
Slide right in and they slide right out.
in fact, my sister-in-law who had White Castle with me didn't get sick at all, so it definitely wasn't White Castle.
How dare y'all defame White Castle? This is sickening to listen to.
There goes our corporate
I love them.
sponsorship right there.
We still got
I
Crystal.
love
it's the
eating
same
them,
thing.
but I won't.
Yeah, Crystal's actually a little bit better than White Castle. Though.
What? Oh my god.
At
White
least
Castle
they're
doesn't
not
put mustard on their
building-
burgers.
Yeah, because mustard tastes like ass.
No, it doesn't. Fuck you.
No,
No,
it doesn't.
I love mustard.
Yeah, mustard on a hamburger is really good.
You're gonna say pickles on a hamburger are good too, huh?
Oh, pickles on a
Yes,
hamburger,
left they
wonderful.
do.
Oh,
Burger
pickles.
King
Out
burger's
of
not a
here.
bad burger. Mustard, pickles, meat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I
That's
mean, I
not
eat
true.
mustard
If
on
it's
like a McDouble,
cheese.
but I'm getting no pickles.
If it's a homemade burger, I only need ketchup. Like if it's seasoned right, but like if I'm eating out, it has to have almost everything.
See, and
on
I
it.
like
If they usually
pickles,
overcook.
but I don't like pickles on sandwiches.
I love pickles on sandwiches.
Pickles on sandwiches are great.
Dude, pickles on a mayonnaise sandwich? Hells yes.
Wait,
You feeling
what?
really crazy? Throw some Tabasco in there.
So that's just a condiment
Wait a
sandwich.
minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Your sandwich consists of bread, mayonnaise, pickles, Tabasco, mayonnaise, bread. Is that what I heard?
It's one slice of bread. You fold it over, and in the middle of it, you got 3 or 4 pickles and some Tabasco.
I'm gonna throw up again.
Yeah, I think
No,
I'm
you just
gonna
take
throw
a
up, and I'm
slice
not
of
even
bread up
sick.
in the condiment bar, and you got a meal.
That's not a meal.
It's paleo.
No, it's not.
because you love bread.
They had bread in the dinosaur era.
I didn't even think they had pickles.
Oh.
The T-Rexes couldn't get the lids on the jars, so canning was a bit of a struggle.
All right, so it's time for a segment we haven't done in a long time. It's time for an attraction battle. All right, so tonight we're gonna have an attraction battle. It is me and Mikey versus Adam and Trenton, with Tim refereeing in between.
Can we shoot for teams on this? I don't know that I want to be on Scott's.
You know what? Fine, I'll take 3-on-1. I will do 3 dudes at one time.
I bet you will, Scott.
I've seen that movie.
How do you think he keeps his hair like that?
Suavecito is actually his friend's name.
Yeah.
Is that
I will
hair gel?
fine.
Great.
I will take all 3 of you on right now. It's Tower of Terror. Let's do this.
So Mikey's, it's really gonna be 3-on-1.
Fuck it. Let's do it.
If he wants it, but it's gonna be bad.
He
I say
wants it,
we
he gets
shoot
it.
for it or something.
I'll do
You
it.
know what? I'm open-minded. I can pretend to like it.
Nope. I don't want any of that shit on my team. I ain't
No,
I ain't got no
hey, you know
time for
what?
sympathy votes.
I pretended to like Figment.
No, you didn't.
No, you
You're
didn't.
right.
You were on
that
the other
was
side.
that was God's honest truth.
All right, so Scott's gonna try to save Twilight Zone Tower of Terror.
All on my own. It's
All on his
Custer.
All
It's
by
Custer versus the Sioux Nation.
Myself.
So Adam, Mikey, and Trenton are going to say why it needs to change and offer an option to what it could be. So go ahead, Scott. What do you got?
Let's do this, Papa Bear.
How we're gonna keep
All
it?
right. Listen. There is one reason why this attraction has stood the test of time, and that is because the theming is dynamic. The ride has changed changes every single time you ride it. It could be the completely different attraction from the first time you rode it to the next time you ride it. It's never going to be the same. The queue is wonderful, and if you can't tell me that there's one better queue in Walt Disney World, then you don't deserve to go to Walt Disney World alone. Okay? Bar none. Best queue ever. You could walk through that lobby, that hotel lobby, and not pick out a single thing the same time over and over again. You could walk through that lobby 100 times and not find all the hidden gems, all the little things that the Imagineers put in there, all the little gags, the jokes that they did. It's awesome. Rod Serling. They had to recreate Rod Serling's body for this. Okay? When they did that pre-show video, they went in, they took clips of Rod Serling and put him in from his actual intros into the Tower of Terror or into the Twilight Zone, and just completely made up their own story. So the entire thing is a dub over of Rod Serling's acting combined with voiceover talent, and it makes a wonderful story. There's even hidden Mickeys inside the pre-show that you didn't probably know about, but you're not paying attention. You go in that library, there's hidden stuff inside that library. Then you go in the boiler room, there's hidden stuff inside that boiler room. This is a wonderful queue, a wonderful attraction that you could go on time and time again and not get the same ride over and over again. This is bar none the best Walt Disney Imagineering has ever done. It is an original theme, an original storyline, and an original ride vehicle. This right here.
Ooh, I want to go first. I'm so excited to fuck this up.
I really want to go
I'm
first.
gonna fuck this
I'm
up so
writing
hard.
stuff down.
This right here has a ride vehicle that is akin to how much you guys love Soarin'. It was a ride vehicle created especially for this park, especially for this ride. And I'll be damned if anyone thinks it's not good. You didn't get chills when that ride vehicle went out in the fifth dimension and outside that shaft.
So,
Well,
I don't know to give you a pass
We
or
have
not.
a mediator. We have a mediator, Trenton.
Yeah.
Devil's advocate.
I don't know, Scott. I hope you loosened yourself up first, but because it sounds to me like you might get fucked by three guys here.
All right.
I'll be the
start
caboose on this train.
So I'm going to give you a break because you've never been on Flight of Passage and haven't stood in that queue, which is bar none the best queue in Disney. Also the greatest feat of Imagineering for a ride vehicle of all time. So I don't know to give you a pass on that or just keep fucking you with that one, because Flight of Passage is way better in every aspect that you just mentioned, Tower of Terror being the best in Disney for all of those things.
If I'm not mistaken, Flight of Passage is literally just the Soarin' ride vehicle on a track that pushes out.
It is not. It is not.
It is not.
Nope.
It's totally different.
Totally different. Also, how many episodes of The Twilight Zone have you watched, Scott?
A lot.
Really? Okay, let me ask somebody who's not a weirdo. How many episodes of The Twilight Zone have you guys watched?
Probably all of them.
Oh, I've seen them all at least once, I want to
How old were you?
All
I
throughout
think
growing up.
Some
Yeah.
of the greatest television of all time are in those episodes.
Right.
I mean, Captain Kirk, there's a man out on the wing. And
Yeah, and that's not relevant anymore, is all I'm saying.
That was the movie.
Kids that were
wasn't a
born in
show.
the year
That wasn't an
2000 are
episode.
turning 18
no, that was a
this
show.
year,
That was an
Scott.
episode.
No, it was in the series.
How?
I thought it was in the movie.
No, it was
too.
in the- was in the
series,
episodes.
But the line is, "There's something on the wing." Man,
Oh.
Something on the wing.
something on the wing.
The
Nothing got freaking
beauty is in the
nails
eye of the
it.
beholder. Beauty in the Eye of the Beholder is one of the best episodes of of Twilight Zone of all time.
Okay, that's one episode, dude. All I'm saying is that the people that are going to the park nowadays see Twilight Zone and they go, what the fuck is that?
And you know what?
Did
Shame
they
on the
make that
goddamn
up?
parents. Shame on the goddamn grandparents for not giving them an education.
You think that's
If
what
you
it is,
haven't
or do you
seen-
think that Disney should maybe change this ride to something a little more relevant
If you
with the
haven't
times?
seen when Burgess Meredith says, "Finally, I have time to read," and then he breaks his glasses.
No,
you
I haven't done that
have
because
not
I'm
lived.
26 and didn't watch that shit.
Okay, well then you haven't lived. Next one. You have no
Okay.
education. Next one.
Oh no!
Who's next?
Oh no! I'm not done. I'm still making fun of you for saying that it had the best theming and the best queue and the best ride vehicle in Disney. How can you say
you're.
that?
Yeah, I know you're flashy and new. Blah blah blah. You love Avatar. Blah blah blah. Go on. Keep going.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah, flashy and new. I know. Yeah. It's brand new.
You're shitting on something because it's better. That doesn't make your argument better. That just makes you bad at arguing. Also, I don't know if anyone has seen the videos or been on the Tower of Terror retheming in Disneyland, where they've made it into Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, I'm not dumb. I know we're not going to make ours Guardians since we're already getting the Guardians coaster, but that pre-show with Rocket and that video is so much better than the fucking pre-show in this one. To go back and have to dub over some fucking dead guy's lines from some show that no one gives a fuck about to make a pre-show is completely ridiculous. Not to mention, I don't like pre-shows anyway. I don't like the Flight of Passage pre-show.
Tag me in. I want to say something.
Adam.
You know, for the Rock and Roller Coaster, they actually filmed the scenes while they were filming the movie. So they didn't really have to go and, like, do all this digital magic that everybody kind of makes fun of every once in a while. This was filmed while the movie was being made.
Wait, what are you talking about?
What?
All the most of the pre-show,
You said Rock
the
and Roller
lines.
Coaster. Are you talking about the
You
right?
said rock and roller coaster.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
Avatar.
Most, not Avatar.
Oh.
No,
For,
he means Mission Breakout.
Mission Breakout
Okay.
were filmed during the show, during the filming of the movie. They took time away from filming of the movie on their days off to get this done.
And it is
That's not,
fucking
but
incredible.
that's not that difficult. I mean, what would be difficult is for them to film Rod Serling in 1998 when he's already been dead.
Why is making
Nah.
something difficult better? That just makes him
How is-
dumb.
Go, Mikey. You're it. Go.
Just politely, Scott, in response to your Rod Serling, okay, which without Rod Serling, this attraction doesn't have a whole lot to stand on because he is the linchpin that makes this the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, okay? But with regards to all the amazing work that was done with what they did, I mean, it was just finding some. I mean, have you seen Forrest Gump?
Well, no. What they did was they took again another great episode is it's an episode where this boy has like mind control powers over the entire town, and he makes the entire world except his town disappear. And anybody who wants to make disappear in his town, he can. So what they did was they took the intro for that, where Rod Serling says, "This, as you may recognize, is a," and then they stop right there, and then they point to him looking at a service elevator and say, "A maintenance elevator," because the next word that he's supposed to say is map. So,
Scott.
yes.
As an editor of this show, how difficult do you find it to splice things together?
that fluidly? Have you listened to our show?
The point
I'm
I'm
not
trying to
that
make
good.
is that these people, yes, but these people are paid to be that
Okay, and they did a
Conan O'Brien did this shit in 1999, opposite frickin' what's his name, Andy.
but you would not know that Rod Serling was dead when they filmed that.
I would know that he's dead because no one gives a fuck who he is.
good. Most people would
actually,
know he's dead.
Trenton, that's not true. Everybody knows who he is.
I would
Most
say
people know he's
a
dead.
majority of the people that listen to the show probably don't know who he is, but
Okay, well, yeah, you're wrong.
I don't know
but
if I
keep
go
going.
that far.
There's your poll, Trenton.
Do you know Rod Serling? Yes or no? That's going to be
a lot of people don't
landslide.
know him. I'm sure a lot of people haven't met him. So
I've never met him either.
Yeah, I've never met
just
him
asked
either,
if we
so
knew
that
him.
means I really don't
My
know.
father-in-law met him
oh,
He was my
no.
manny growing up.
at his bar mitzvah.
So
It was
Dead serious.
So all I'm saying too is with the Guardians, it is a screen ride in California, but do you not think that's a little better than just going up and down and looking at blackness?
But you're not
look,
just going
some-
up
some
and down
daylight.
and looking at
Look,
blackness.
more black.
But you're going in. No, what is better about this ride is that you go up, see a screen, and things happen around you. Then you go up and you see another screen and things happen around you. And then you go out of that thing. You go out of that ride. It's interactive. It is a fifth dimension. It's a fifth dimension ride.
Yeah, but it doesn't. I just don't think that it's relevant anymore, unfortunately, Scott. Just like you think Pooh is still relevant, It's just
Oh,
not.
Pooh is very much
Hey,
irrelevant.
hey, shut your whore mouth. We're on the same team.
I
No
know,
friendly
I'm
fire,
just saying,
Trenton.
there's
No
certain
friendly
things-
fire.
Just like Ellen's Energy Adventure, it's a little out of date. Maybe
Okay,
it's
I'll
time
give
for
you
an
that.
update.
Okay, Ellen's Energy was definitely out of date. The Twilight Zone is never going to be out of date. This is
It's
TV
never going to be out of
mastery.
date, Scott. Did you hear what you just said?
It's never going to be out of date.
How do you figure?
Twilight Zone is still. You can watch Twilight Zone right now on Netflix.
You can also watch I Love Lucy and Bonanza, but they're out of date.
Did you say Bonanza?
Yeah, he said.
Sure did.
Okay.
Sure did. I'm just
Yeah.
saying, and I'm not saying that Tower of Terror is a bad ride, Scott. I think you came at us with a lot of hostility about thinking we're going to trash Tower of Terror, which we are kind of doing. But it's not a bad ride. I still ride it every time I'm in Disney. But at the
Got
same
the
time,
angry
it's
British
ju-
man now.
it's
and
just
the
a-
angry Amish man.
It's just a ride to me. I can skip that whole pre-show because I don't care. I just want
No,
to ride
man.
the ride. I don't care
Some of
about the pre-show.
You don't love walking through that queue, hearing the music play.
I don't get on it if I don't fast pass it. So no.
Man, that queue with the music playing, the jazz music, you are transported from a theme park into this decrepit hotel. It transports you out of where you are and
I get
into this old hotel that has been sitting on the backside of Hollywood vacant since 1929.
But make it the Hollywood Hotel Tower of Terror. Take Twilight Zone out of it, no one would give a fuck.
So that means, so you just essentially said that Twilight Zone is important to it.
No. I
You
said
just said-
I said
you said
take the
take-
Twilight
ta-
No.
take the Twilight Zone out of it.
I'm saying take the Twilight Zone out, no one would care that it was gone and everyone would just keep riding the ride the same way. It could be an old creepy hotel that transports you. It has nothing to do with the fucking Twilight Zone.
Well,
no
there
one
would
cares.
be no backstory. And aren't you one that loves a backstory?
Not really.
You don't like a backstory?
No?
I do. You're getting everybody. I like the backstory.
So Adam likes a backstory. So you think Adam would still ride this if this was just a plain old tower
I'm
with
not
no,
sure Adam
with no
rides
real
this now,
story
does
to
he?
it?
Yeah.
If there's a very low weight for it, I won't wait in the heat for it. I'm not gonna lie. I've done it enough at this point.
That's what I'm saying. And I'm not saying it's bad. I'm saying I've done it so many times. It's the same ride. The Twilight Zone doesn't matter. It's played out, man. Give it a little love.
I'm gonna go find that video or that photo of you with your big smile and your beard when you get to the top of that drop.
I'm not saying the ride's not fun. I'm just saying it would be just as much fun with the same drops if it was a theme that I gave a shit about.
Maybe you should watch some Twilight Zone.
No, I could also watch paint dry.
I like
So do
Twilight.
I.
I love the show.
Yeah, well,
You're
look,
gonna
I
lose me
mean,
on
look,
that one.
look, kids these days don't know good TV.
No, but they know good apps.
Scott, don't you watch The
They could-
Bachelor?
So,
Who watches The Bachelor?
Ooh, shots fired.
yeah,
Do you not?
I do.
So you're gonna talk to me about good TV and you watch The fucking Bachelor? Huh. Anyway, we'll put a poll up about that.
okay,
later.
Hey, just
Now, in Scott's defense, he has an eclectic taste. Okay.
For women's TV shows?
He also watches old ass videos of dead people playing golf on YouTube.
oh yeah, yep.
I mean, they're not like zombies playing golf. They are.
it's called history.
Oh, that would've been more
athletes
interesting.
that have
They're
passed.
not zombies.
It's called history. Yeah. No, I
Zombie
I
golf.
like history.
No, I mean, I don't dislike history. I just
Hey,
think
look, Trenton's. It's okay to live for the future. That's fine. But you know what? If you forget the past, you're doomed to repeat it.
I'm pretty sure.
oh god, are they
nobody's
gonna make
really
this
getting
fucking shitty
sent-
ride again?
No one's really being sent into another dimension if they forget about the Hollywood Tower Hotel.
I'm just saying. What are you gonna put in here? Let's do this. What are you guys gonna put in here?
Boy.
Oh, we're not going to open this can of worms yet. We first have to figure out why we're destroying it. And let me just take this up a little bit. Most people don't go to Disney alone, as you said in your little monologue that you gave us before. Your little pre-show is on a tube-looking TV that might be, what, 15 inches, 16 inches?
well-
that if you're not standing in the exact right spot, you're not seeing it anyway.
Well, 42-inch flat screens didn't really exist in 1939.
I understand, but you could. It's the Twilight Zone. Why not make it bigger
because
so that actually everybody could see it?
42-inch TVs didn't exist in 1939.
Why make it a TV then? Why don't you just broadcast it on a wall?
Projector. Drive-in
yeah.
style.
Isn't this based on a TV show?
Why not have a
It's-
bank of like 20 CRT
Small
televisions,
TVs,
all
yeah.
showing a portion of it, so it looks like one big screen, but they're all black and white CRT tube televisions. I'm just saying, fucking Disney.
So-
can call me.
so-
I'm unemployed.
So let me get this straight. You guys like bigger? Bigger is always better?
I'm just saying, no, but you're.
It would be nice to be able to see
toting
the
value.
pre-show.
Wait, hear me out. You're toting the value of this pre-show. That if you're stuck in the back and somebody somewhat taller is standing in front of you, you should know this. You're not seeing it.
Yeah, but move around. Get in. I mean, it's not that crowded in that.
It during the summer, it can get very crowded in that pre-show.
Smelly.
I've always
And so,
I've
yes.
always been able to see it.
They pack a lot of sweaty motherfuckers in that little tiny room.
And you said something about the Twilight Zone being an original theme for Disney. Not so much.
No, I'm
They
saying
had a
it's an
rent-
original story. Original
Okay,
story.
so-
I mean, this story wasn't taken from the Twilight Zone. The Imagineers
Oh,
came up
I
with the
know.
story all on their own. They made a story out of the Twilight Zone. They basically made a whole other episode of the Twilight Zone, and then made a movie out of it, starring Steve Guttenberg and Kirsten Dunst.
Yeah, which was awful.
Yes, that was
But
and
it's
you
the
said it was
goot.
interactive?
interactive. Yeah, it's the
How?
Well, the ride was interactive because all of a sudden you're in this car that you think only goes straight up and down because you only can see the outside of it, and all of a
What do
sudden you're
you
pushed
actually?
forward.
What do you actually do?
I don't know.
Well, how do you interact with the ride?
Well, okay,
You don't
so-
touch anything, no matter what you do to manipulate your seat, unless you're doing something fun with the seatbelt.
Which we
It's
cannot
not really
condone.
interactive.
So as you exit the elevator shaft, off to your right is an eye, for the eye from the
Okay.
opening credits. There's actually a camera that shows you in that eye, so you can interact.
Okay, that's still not interactive. How are you interacting with a camera taking a picture of you?
Well, it's not a camera taking a picture. It's a video showing you live
Okay, so-
while you're going through the ride.
So how is it interactive? I'm still waiting for the
that
interact. Like,
means
what
it
did I
changes
touch? What did I manipulate?
your-
What did I?
Your interaction on that ride changes the ride itself. Does it
No.
not?
How? No.
So
how?
every person's video is the same.
Yes.
It's the same.
It's a reflection,
Yes.
essentially, yes.
Right. It's almost like a reflection.
So,
of
oh shit, I interact with my mirror every morning, guys.
Yes. I didn't realize I interacted every time a picture's taken of me. I'm interacting with something. Actually, the person taking the picture is the one doing the interaction. You're just sitting in a car. You're a captive audience. You haven't touched, moved, or done anything.
Also has the
the next car is getting the exact same picture. It's not like you're licking the
Well, it's,
Don't
well,
lick
it's
the
not the
windows.
same
Wall.
picture because if it got the same picture, you would be in their ride as well. But
You
you're not in
can't-
their ride.
That would be kind of Twilight Zone-y, wouldn't it?
That would be.
Yes, that would be a lot more Twilight Zone-y, but it's just a mirror. You don't. I wouldn't call it an interaction.
Also,
It's a very
did they
broad
only,
sense of the word. Because if that's the case, then any ride that you get a picture taken of you on is an interactive ride.
It's not a picture taken. If you can't wave to yourself while you're walking, you're going through that. Yes, you can. You can wave to yourself on this giant
Okay.
eyeball.
I can wave to myself on the queue going up from Space Mountain at the end. There's a video screen. Does that make that end queue interactive?
Well, the queue is interactive in Space Mountain because they play
Not
games
the
out.
end queue. When you're going up the people, like the little...
the
moving sidewalk
I
thing?
don't know. You can find a way to say this is interactive because if you're looking at this
and
part
not
of the
make
ride,
sense, you can say it. It wouldn't help.
whatever.
Also,
Keep
did
going.
they only made the elevator random just recently? Did they not?
No.
No.
It's been a
Been
while,
a while for
now.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, the ride's been what 25 years, so
I want to
less
say
than a
it's been
third
there
of the
for
time.
It's been about
15
5.
years ago.
No. Couldn't have been 15.
No, it
Because
was
the first
recent.
time we rode
Yeah,
it,
was
it
recent.
wasn't.
It wasn't that long.
It was maybe 5 years ago.
I'm saying the
I
ride
would-
itself
I
has
would
been there
wanna
for
say.
25 years.
Yeah.
And then
the
it's only been random
randomization
for about
might have
5.
been.
So a quarter of the life. Yes, it's been random. Crazy.
It's fifth.
Oh yeah, 25. Yeah, 5th. You're right.
Alcohol.
So, Scott, do you not think this ride could ever use retheming at all?
I don't want it to have a retheming. I love the theming for it. I love the Hollywood Tower of Terror. I love the old Hollywood feel, the 1939 music coming in from the queue. I love the queue itself. Some of the best photos in park are of the Tower of Terror lit up at night, and not with that shitty Christmas overlay, but lit up at night with the purple lights, the green lights, the amber inside the queue with all these old southern oak trees with the moss inside of them. I mean, it's just a wonderful themed ride.
The queue is wonderfully themed.
The whole ride is.
It's all, but when you look at it, it's piecemeal together from stuff that we have all over the park. The little chandelier scene, where have I seen that before? Can we say Haunted Mansion?
The chandelier scene.
I mean, the candelabra, when it floats.
Yeah, that's a window, though.
Yeah, but where have you seen that before?
The window is the window is actually taken from the opening credits, where the window is
right,
dancing.
but where have you seen that same kind of imagery where the candelabra slowly floats toward you? Haunted Mansion much?
But no. Okay. All right.
No, I will give it to you, Scott.
I don't see where this is taking something from the Haunted Mansion.
It's not. It's not innovative anymore.
The ride system.
There's nothing.
The ride system is still innovative. It's still something they went to Tyson Elevator and said, "Hey, will you do this?" And they were like, "Nah, we can't do that." So Disney was like, "Yeah, well, we'll just fucking do it," which is great. The ride system was innovative 25 years ago. Maybe it's still innovative now. I don't know anything else like it besides the other.
I mean, first of all, if this wasn't so innovative, why didn't they put it at all the other parks? Because there's no other park.
There's stories
No.
about
there
why
are
it was
no
put
other
at all.
parks that have this ride system.
It's all the same ride system. They just never put in the randomized drops. You are still effectively pulled down.
You cannot. No car on the Disneyland version.
I can tell you why they didn't do that. They didn't need it. Because it doesn't get the crowds it got at Disney. You don't get the same crowd control that you get at Disney World for it. It's not that big of an attraction when it was in California. It only got really popular again when they just said they were closing it.
And then they rethemed it, and now everyone loves it way more.
Mm-hmm.
Right, because it was shitty to begin with because they didn't have that fifth dimension pullout.
Okay, that does not make the ride for me at all.
That's the smallest.
I'm sorry, that fifth dimension pullout is just a way to get more people on that attraction. To get you to another shoot.
I don't know, that to me when I first rode it, and every time I still ride it, I think it's so cool that the ride exits the shaft and goes out into the fifth dimension and takes you to the tower, to the actual drop tower. To the drop sequence.
I don't find that
I'm always
innovative
terrified
at
it's
all.
not going to lock in.
just whip you all over the world.
Every time we go, it's like I'm fine with being that high up and falling or whatever, but I just like, damn it. What if it doesn't see?
By the way, 2002 is when they changed the drop sequences to random. 2002.
Okay.
So at first it was
10
just
years
one
ago.
drop, then it
Yes.
became 3 drops, and then it became random.
Okay. Also, it's hard to defend, like I said, something that a lot of people my age and probably a little older don't think matters, like I've said. What if it was rethemed and kept the same sort of creepy theming, but it went with the, what's the other one in Paris? Is it Paris? That's the Harrison Hightower Hotel.
I would like to see a continuation of the Haunted Mansion.
I mean, the Hightower Hotel is essentially
Haunted
that.
Mansion doesn't have the Haunted Mansion doesn't have an actual storyline.
You want to watch me
Yes, it
try to
does.
screw with
It
Scott
does.
a little bit? Listen to this. Sure it does. The Haunted Mansion doesn't have a storyline?
No, it's a collection of 999 ghosts.
Oh,
That live in a house where the guy married the bitch and then she murdered him and then murdered all the rest of her husbands.
Yes, there's a very distinct storyline
No,
now.
there's separate storylines inside each of different parts of the Haunted Mansion. There is not one cohesive storyline that takes you from the start to the finish.
Okay, so when the guy's hanging at the beginning and then you see the little bride with the axe at the end, those aren't connected?
No, that's not connected at all.
No, she's going to cut him down.
Yeah, remember that guy? In order for that guy to be hanged, he needs to have a head and a neck. She cuts off
Yeah,
heads
Trenton.
and necks. So yeah, it doesn't
That's-
happen.
Well, not all the time. She kills a bunch of people different ways.
No, they all lose their head. When you go through there,
I
you
thought
see all
she
the
hangs
photos.
one of them.
No, they all lose their heads.
Yeah, the original one.
Haunted Mansion never
Anyways,
had a
Better
story.
not talking
yet,
about Haunted Mansion.
what happens if we made this more themed
Well, no,
to
you
the
guys
Adventurers Club?
wanted it to bring it up to a.
Adam, you're gonna Adam.
How can, you can't make this theme to the Adventurers Club?
Why not?
Oh yes, you can.
No, you
Yes,
can't.
you can.
Yes,
Why couldn't
you
it? Look at him. He's
can.
even smiling
You
because
cannot.
look,
And
his
it's
wheels
no
are
way.
turning.
And it's-
Look at
it's
that Kool-Aid.
perfect,
Yes.
too.
There's no way.
No,
First of all,
he doesn't-
no
he
way.
hasn't seen it yet. He hasn't seen it because he's working his way through.
But
There's
yeah, I
no
can
way.
see this being in it. Look at him. His eye, he's thinking of it now.
I'm thinking of every character that you have. Nothing has a creepy, dead vibe to it.
He hasn't
even-
seen the movie yet.
You can't even have Graves the butler.
No. Nope. Think about going through dimensions, kind of, and like an almost set in like a museum of antiquities.
Well, now you've just got
And think of Beauty and the Beast, Enchanted Tales of Belle, and that yellow sparkly door you go through. What
There's
if it was
so
gold
much you
and
can do
swirling?
here.
So Mikey just created the Mystic Manor. Cool.
Why not? Why not?
So-
Mystic Manor has a link to the
Then
Adventurers Club.
build a Mystic Manor. But this isn't Mystic Manor.
All right, so then knock it down, build Mystic Manor. Done.
Then you talk about just taking rides from somewhere else, and don't you want something original, something that's
I was doing
not
How?
just
think
stolen
Mikey's
from
doing
some
it
other
right
park?
now.
Mikey?
We don't need the Chinese sloppy seconds.
I wasn't doing Mystic Manor.
It's similar. Your idea is very similar to Mystic Manor.
Mystic Manor
Well,
has.
Doctor Strange uses the crazy swirly shit to travel. It's not Mystic Manor. He's a freaking wizard.
Yeah, but Doctor Strange isn't in the Adventurers Club.
No.
Or the
But
Society
I would just
of
think I
Explorers
would
and
like to see
Adventurers.
a stronger link to the Adventurers Club somewhere in that park, and I think that's the only place you can put it right now.
I don't think there's a good tie to the Adventurers Club.
If Disney can do it.
Oh wait,
You can keep your 20s atmosphere. You can keep all of
That's a
it.
super stretch. I mean, but essentially you're just doing Mystic Manor.
Not really. Does Mystic Manor have a drop?
I don't think so. Not that I've seen.
No, it doesn't bounce up and down like Tower of Terror does. So
Adam said Adventurers Club, and I heard Avengers and went ahead and shot
Oh.
my whole wad with Doctor Strange.
no, I'm saying Adventurers Club.
Oh, I get it. All right.
Almost everyone has something linking it to the Adventurers Club, except for the U.S. parks.
We do now, thanks to the restaurant in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, but why not put it throughout all the parks? Why just Magic Kingdom?
I just think they need to bring back the Adventurers Club.
Well, there's plenty of room on that property.
Yeah, there is.
There's queues that almost never get used now.
Get rid of that shitty stage show that with Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, get rid of the stage show. You can get rid of that fountain that takes up all that room in the middle of the courtyard.
You can get rid of that thing that they do late
no.
at night.
The empty pool.
I've never seen
Get
that
rid of
stage show.
Phantasmic.
The empty pool that they have. That part of the queue.
Yeah, there is a big empty
And
pool.
let's not forget that the 25th anniversary of the contract that Disney has with Twilight Zone is coming to an end soon. And I'm
When
not
does
sure
that come
they're
to an
gonna
end?
Re-up that contract.
That comes to an end in 2023, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
Something like
sooner
that.
or later it's going to end. And
So
they're
20. I mean, you're
Good
still
answer, Trenton. Good answer.
5 years from now. That
hoping to start
contract
working
ends.
on it retheming now.
They probably should have announced it by now.
They wouldn't yet. They can't close it right now.
No, they
They
cannot.
can't
Yeah.
afford to even mention closing
They can't
it right
afford to
Yeah,
close
they
that
can't.
until at least
It's only
2022.
one of 4 rides in that park right now.
now. Yeah, they can't afford to sit there and say, "Oh, we're closing this next," because everybody would lose their mind no
That's-
matter what the date
They're
was.
not doing anything with that until Star Wars Land is open.
Exactly.
Well, even after that, because then after Star Wars Land's open, they have to spend money on Epcot, and then they have to spend money.
No, they have the plan already. I think
Yeah,
I mean-
they haven't announced
I
it
mean,
yet, but they have a plan
I
for
see
it
this.
already.
I see this here until after 2023. That's just the way I see it.
Nah,
But you do see
I
it
don't think
leaving.
so.
Unfortunately, I think Disney will change it.
Oh, so they're shooting yourself in the foot?
No, I don't want them to. I'm trying to save it. I'm trying to tell Disney right now because they're listening. save the tower.
Why?
Because it's a wonderful ride.
One out of four people here.
No, but here's my question. If we're keeping the ride system, right? If we're not just updating theming, does it need to be what, like Trenton said, does it really need to be Twilight Zone?
I think it does. I think it. If you take,
I don't.
First of all, that hotel sits at the end of Sunset Boulevard, and Sunset Boulevard is set in the 30s of old Hollywood,
Which is going away slowly.
If you take away the old Hollywood feel, what have you got left in that with that park? If you put Guardians of the Galaxy, if you put anything else,
it's going to be Star Wars and
Pixar, and movies and Disney, Mickey Mouse. Yeah, it's gonna be.
it's gonna
be movie themed. It's not gonna be.
You're gonna lose your Hollywood theming. I guarantee.
Movies are still
it's
made in
not gonna
Hollywood.
Make it through. What?
Movies are still made in Hollywood.
Yeah, but I guarantee you're losing your
I
Hollywood.
think a lot of
theming.
them in New York. Georgia gets a lot of business right now.
Georgia's getting a lot of business.
Yeah, Scott. I think the whole theming of the park is changing. Is one of the reasons that I brought this up the other day, which is the reason we're doing this episode. Is I don't think with the rumored name changes. I know they're keeping a name now, but I kind of see it all going away.
I will be deeply saddened when and if this ever leaves the park, because I think it's a wonderful ride. I really do. I still say it's one of the best themed rides in the world.
Until you see Pandora, hold your thoughts on it.
Yeah, that's what
I'm
I'm
not
saying, man.
I'm not saying it to be a jerk, but truly, if you don't think that
I've seen the queue.
mind-blowingly themed, just walking through that area, you want to talk about transported?
I've seen the queue. I've looked at videos of the queue. It is amazing.
It's nothing until you're there.
And I think that Tower of Terror is just as good.
Oh my God, you're so wrong.
No, think of it.
No, I disagree.
Think of it. You walk into that hotel. You walk into that under that archway, and all of a sudden you feel like you've left the Hollywood studios,
Scott,
and you're now inside this old decrepit hotel in Hollywood.
How long are you in that queue? In the hotel in queue?
45 minutes to an hour.
Oh my God!
In the actual hotel?
Oh, in the actual hotel? Probably 25 minutes.
No.
Waiting in that switchback? Yeah, I'd say by the time you get up to
there is no switchback in the hotel.
By the
Once you're
time
in
you
the
get
hotel,
up to the grounds, the fountain, which is where like the awnings and the overhangs start to come into play.
So
by the time you get there, when all the music's playing around you, you're probably in that queue for 25, 30 minutes.
better question is, Adam, are you riding that ride without a fast pass? If say the standby is 45 minutes to an hour, are you waiting in that line without a fast pass?
No.
Tim, are you waiting in that line without a fast pass?
I'm neutral. I'm a judge. I'm not answering that.
Mikey, are you waiting in that line without a fast pass?
At 45, no. At 30, I'd think about it.
At 30, because it's usually less than 30.
My point is now, 30. Scott, that so many people don't care about that ride so much that they're not seeing that queue anyway.
If you're waiting 30 minutes, you're seeing all of that queue.
No, you're not. They don't open all. The last few times that I've waited on that queue, half the queue.
I haven't even gone by what's the fireplace over there. They even have that open. You just walk straight towards the doors, and the fast pass and that line mixed.
But you also said you've never actually been in the queue. You've only fast passed it.
Right, but you walk by the fast pass and you can see over there. There's nobody fucking standing by it.
I've been in the queue when the whole queue was open. Like the entire, and that was a walk and a half. And that was kind of interesting. But now they don't need to open it anymore because it doesn't create that kind of crowd draw.
And you know what a retheme you would do? Bring people back.
Exactly. You're gonna need an attraction to offset all the rush that's going to Star Wars Land. You're gonna need to pull people away from that area. And that's what that would do. And then after that we can take over Aerosmith.
Yeah, the alien ride in Toy Story Land isn't going to do it.
No, it's not.
And the Slinky Dog baby coaster? Nah.
That whole Toy Story Land is to send the wife and the kids while Dad plays in Star Wars Land.
Yeah. Mikey, do you have anything else to say?
I mean, even though I'm on the other team, it's a great queue. Taking Pandora into it, it's a great queue they got there.
No, we weren't attacking that. We're saying that Scott said it was the best queue and the best theme.
Yeah. The best queue and the
ride
best theme.
system, and it is just not.
It's not.
Tower of Terror operates at an hourly capacity higher than everyone except for Toy Story.
Right, it's possible to. That doesn't mean people are riding
But
it.
it doesn't have to. How many times do you see all the shoots going?
I usually see both chutes going.
There's 4.
Well, there's 4, but 2 on each side. They're usually both working.
Yeah, I usually see 2 going.
Well, only
At least
2
the
can
last few times I went.
2 can only go at one time because there's only 2 output
No,
shafts.
but you can tell when they're using all 4 as opposed to just using them 2.
Well, that goes back to our conversation about Bob Chapek on the special episode.
This was before Chapek. This is well before Chapek. I can't use that argument. I'm not just talking this year.
Well, Bob Chapek's been president of the parks for a while, but from what I've always seen, both shafts are open and both shafts are at least dropping at the same time.
But there's 4 shafts, is what I'm saying.
There's 4 to start. They go into 2.
No.
Yes.
There's 4
Okay,
drop
Adam,
shafts.
there are 2 drop
thought.
shafts. There are 2 final drop
there were
shafts.
4.
No, there are 2.
There's only 2 final drop shafts.
Okay.
4 go into 2. Basically,
Okay.
the outside left goes in first, and then the inside goes each way. There's 4 entry shafts that exit into 2 shafts that drop you.
Okay. So now I have another question for you
Okay.
then. Not Tower. Midway Mania, average wait time before they opened up the 3rd track.
It was long. It was like 120 minutes.
Aerosmith, Rock and Roller Coaster, still.
Well, their capacity is only like 1,600 an hour.
Right, but just making my point
Okay.
here. Tower of Terror. When those rides are maxed out, you're still looking at an hour wait.
When those rides are maxed out, you're still looking at an hour wait of Tower of Terror.
If that.
So it's
lately.
So it's popular. People want to ride it.
No, it's less popular.
Well, first of all, what you said?
Because
You said before.
before the 3rd track opens,
Okay.
because and they're redoing it right now, so I can't say right now because there's no fast passes. They cut down the fast pass line. But you can wait upwards of 2 hours on that line. And you just said Toy Story has almost the same capacity as Tower
No, they
of
have
Terror.
2,400 an hour with
Okay,
the
what
3rd
was-
track. Tower's 2,000.
Okay.
Rock and Roller Coaster is 1,600.
Right,
Star Tours
so
is
let's take-
Star Tours is 1,600.
Right. They all still have longer lines majority of the time than the Tower
Wait,
does.
Star Tours has more wait time than
Yes,
Hollywood Tower of
absolutely.
Terror?
When you get... Oh, yeah. We left Star Tours and walked on Tower of Terror, as a matter of fact, when we were there.
And talk about randomized. You know that the Guardians of the Galaxy Tower in California now, each has a different theme. There can be randomized scenarios for the video screens each ride, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like,
depending on the song.
like Star
it's on.
Tours.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's not new and ingenuitive. That's just Star Tours. It's computer.
All right. Well, I would much rather listen to fucking "Born to Be Wild" by Steppenwolf while I ride than fucking whatever his name is talking in monotone.
Rod Serling.
Yeah, that dead guy.
Where they edited, because they did just
That
have really
guy.
good editors. I like I said, I used to love this attraction, but it's getting long in the tooth. It's not something I have to do all the
And
time.
that was the entire start of the whole argument, Adam. This is what I mentioned the other day. And I'm not saying, and like I said, it's not a bad ride, and I still ride it. But would I mind a retheming to something else like Guardians? I mean, I know it won't be Guardians, but no, I think it would bring a lot of life to that ride.
It needs something.
Scott, you done?
No, I've just look. I mean, I think it should stay. I don't think they should touch it. I think it needs an update on maybe add a different story, but keep it the Tower of Terror. You know, find a new theme to it. Find a new story for it.
So take out
Did they
Twilight
have to
Zone.
get permission?
No, I'm saying find a new story within the Twilight Zone universe.
Did
Make
they
a new one.
have to get permission to write that story? Do we know?
Oh, I have no
And
idea.
get final approval on it to label it Twilight Zone?
I'm sure part of their licensing agreement they would have had to have at least got approval on it, so I'm sure.
So what kind of process would that look like now?
Script, rewrites, probably another script, another rewrite, and then go to...
Oh, so you're pretty much saying by the time the contract expires, we'd get a new film.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it would...
So then what's the
probably
point?
take like 2 or 3 years. 2 years probably to film and do a whole new script for it.
And then where's the innovation on just a new script? Wouldn't you want to have it change up all the time?
What do you mean?
Like, if we're changing it, why not have a different story every time you write it?
Probably could.
Different sequences.
Nothing saying you can't,
All right.
because it's just a computer. I mean, if they can do that at Star Tours, and I mean, they could do it here.
Yes, but again, they own Star Wars.
They do now. When they built
Yes.
that ride, they didn't. Or when they
Yes,
did the
but when they started making it random,
no, when they redid Star Tours 2.0, they did not yet own Star Wars.
not yet.
No.
But I mean, you have to understand. There's no way they're buying Twilight Zone. It's a dead franchise.
No,
There were rumors of a new movie coming out, but that never happened. There was rumors of a new TV show coming out. That never happened. It's a dead franchise.
So Scott, what if the Orlando parks had all of the Marvel rights for any characters? Would you then agree to a retheming to one of those characters?
He doesn't like Marvel. It's not going to work.
I just don't see one like to me. I just don't. If you put in Guardians, if you had the rights to put in Guardians there, and you put in Guardians there, you're just copying Disneyland.
That's what I'm saying.
All you're doing.
That's why I'm asking your opinion. If we could
That's
put
not-
a Hulk ride there.
No, I don't want
Yeah,
Hulk.
that's-
Give me
It's just
X-Men.
a suggestion.
We're going to own Fox.
I don't like any of those for that ride because it's just it's a drop ride, and the whole point of the fear of, I mean, what is not one of most people's biggest fears falling in an elevator? I mean, I know a ton of people that they get an elevator and they're a little bit fearful of that elevator falling.
I'm more afraid of being in the enclosed space than falling. I don't like enclosed spaces.
I don't like public bathrooms.
Or bees. He doesn't like bees either.
No, I don't dislike bees. They could just kill me. But public bathrooms, you never know. If it's a one-hole public bathroom, I have anxiety because, did someone forget to lock it? I'm going to walk in on some guy dropping a deuce. Am I going to walk in on some kid trying to button his pants? What's going to happen? And then when I get in there, what if it doesn't have a lock behind me and then someone walks in on me? I have a lot of anxiety about public shitters.
That is a whole mess of information. I'm not sure we need.
I don't know what to do with any of that.
So yeah, you want me to be scared of this? Scared. You want me to be frightened of this ride? Make it a fucking porta potty ride.
A skirt.
There's so much more that could be done with that, though.
It just has a lot of potential with a lot of new ideas and a lot new freshening up. And I don't think it needs
Give me a Deadpool ride.
a Deadpool ride. How about that? Scott, would you agree to a Deadpool ride?
Still failing how that's
It'll
gonna
never happen.
do a drop.
See, if I wanted a Deadpool ride, I'd want it to have cursing. And you can't do that.
Deadpool ride has to go into Universal. I'm not gonna lie.
If I wanted Deadpool, I'd want it to take the place of the Indiana Jones stunt show. Just give me Deadpool. Just doing all
that'll
of
work
his
nicely, too.
acrobatics and sword stuff.
That'd be fun.
And Miranda Baccarin.
Any other points from anybody?
Nah,
I'm good.
I just say save it. Save the tower.
Okay, so Scott's
Save
one
the
argument is
clock
that he wants
tower.
to save it. That's about as much ammo as he's got.
I'm only supposed to argue that I have to save the tower.
Right,
it's
but I'm
a-
saying your
it's
whole
a-
argument for saving is because you just want to save it.
No, yeah, you haven't listened. You
Yeah.
haven't listened. No, my whole argument is
have.
no. There's nothing like this on property. There's no other drop scene. There's no other drop ride on property. There's no other. At least to me, I don't think anything is as well themed from start to finish like this ride. I mean,
you see, and I see. I disagree with you. I think the drop takes you totally out of the scenery. When those doors open and you can see a giant guitar to your left,
I will say now that you make a point, I will say there's one thing I would like to change about it. If they could put some sort of image or projection mapping inside that shaft where you're going by and seeing things from the tower, seeing things from the Twilight Zone, that would be better. I will
But
say...
then you're losing your drop.
no.
But then you're losing the thrill of the drop.
No, because you're still feeling the drop.
Yeah, but it's a different kind of experience. When you look out and you can see as far as you can see, it's totally different than looking at a screen.
I beg to differ. If you don't know how far up you are and all of a sudden you're dropping, when you're like, when is this going to stop?
You don't see the whole shaft at any given moment most of the time.
No, but I'm...
Because the doors open and close.
Right, so if
there's times where you're just looking at a black wall anyway.
If it was completely pitch black and you never saw the outside world and all you saw was things around you, you would just feel that drop and feel how far it was going. You'd be like, when does this drop stop?
Yeah, but that's not Tower of Terror right now.
I know, but I'm saying that's what I said. The one thing I would change about it, if you had to make a change to this, keep a Tower of Terror, but do some sort of projection mapping or image work inside that shaft, so you see like the doll floating by, the wooden mannequin doll that goes floating by in the opening credits, or see images from the tower, see the pig-nosed girl that is, all the pig-nosed people from Beauty and the Eye of the Beholder.
You see, now you're talking about them getting more rights to more episodes.
They already have those rights.
And there's
They have the rights to use all that because there's stuff in the queue from those. There's stuff...
Right, but they don't have the rights to probably display them the way you're asking. Like, to actually show snippets of the show.
Well, unless I actually see the contract, I can't tell you that.
Right, but I'm guessing they don't, because they don't have that anywhere.
But they
don't have a TV in the hallway just playing Twilight Zone.
That would make it a Six Flags ride.
No, but you know what I'm saying. They don't have, they could add even sound bites from some of the old.
Well, I don't think the point of it is to basically play Tower of Terror's greatest hits. The point of it is to take you into a storyline featuring the Tower of Terror, or featuring.
So then, where
Twilight
does
Zone.
all your projection mapping fit in? It doesn't.
Well, I'm saying it would be really cool to have all of these things to make you feel more enclosed in that drop.
Right, but you're saying the pig-nosed girls and all that other stuff doesn't fit into this story.
But you just said it, that having the open view of the theme park, having the open view
takes you out of it, but you would still have...
put yourself back in it.
But you would still have to be part of this story, this particular story that they already have.
So then have the projections.
You can't just start pulling from every other episode that you want. So then have the
projections of the ghosts that you meet inside the elevator shaft.
You see, and I was going to let you go with those ghosts. I think those are some of the hokiest ghosts you've ever seen in your life.
They're just video screens.
Yes, but the people that they got to play those parts, that's some pretty horrendous stuff right there. I don't care what you say. It looks like the funniest stuff. It doesn't look scary. It looks comical to me.
But I wouldn't have ever...
The people that are in the elevator shaft that disappear, you're talking about them? The little girl with the Duffy doll and... whatever. But, they don't look scary. They don't even look scary when they're getting electrocuted. They look like, it's the worst.
Well, it was
I'm
1997. Yeah, I mean...
So you're saying it's old and outdated and needs an update?
No, I'm saying I like it. I don't have a problem with it.
That's kind of what it sounded like you were saying.
No...
I heard that too, because he's talking about changing and projection mapping too. But
I would think if you brought those characters into the drop shaft and had them reaching out for you and trying to grab you out of that fifth dimension, and all of a sudden you find yourself back down in the service elevator in the basement, that you're like, wow, I've been saved. I'm safe. I'm not going to be pulled into the fifth dimension by these ghosts.
Well, that girl is also now, what, how old?
Well, you don't exactly have to have the same actress.
She's like 37.
Oh, okay.
A smoker's cough.
I mean,
She was 7 when the ride came out.
Yeah, exactly. She's 37. She has a smoker's cough now.
I mean, I highly doubt anyone could pick out those actors.
But that's the point, though. It was just so badly, even back then in 1997 because I was there relatively shortly after the ride opened. It was pretty, that was the first thing that took me out, was the actors in that part, because it looked too crisp compared to everything I've seen before. It was too clean, where everything had that dirty, dusty, dingy feeling. That video didn't. And that's the first thing that took me out. And then, like I said, when those doors open and, oh, it's Disney World still, right out. The attraction, the story is great until the attraction really starts.
Yep.
Once you get in that drop shaft, that story is out the window.
I disagree. Once you, I mean,
you get into the drop shafts and the door opens and, oh, look, I'm supposed to be in the 1920s. I don't think Aerosmith, well, they might have been around back then, but I know.
Steven Tyler's an old sumbitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Some Weekend at Bernie's bullshit just on strings.
Bye.
He kind of looks like an old grandma now, though.
Does.
But the second those doors open, the whole part of that attraction falls apart. Because you're taken right out of the 20s. But wait, when you get back down, you're back in the 20s.
Now, I will say,
Oh.
if you take Rock and Roller Coaster out of it, then it would still kind of flow, because for the majority, your Hollywood Studios has that vibe of the 20s and 30s era.
Yes.
Until you
right
see
now it does.
The Les Paul.
And Beauty and the Beast.
And Star Wars.
Well, I can't see those from the...
You will be able
Yeah,
to
you
see
would-
them soon.
you would eventually
Star
be able
Wars,
to.
you will be able to see. So there's too much stuff that takes you out of this attraction, in my opinion.
Look, I really do think that if they could find a way to keep those doors closed and just have have some sort of like image mapping onto the inside of the shaft, I think it'd be a wonderful ride.
So an update.
Yeah, but then what do they do with their Christmas story
Oh my
now?
god, that was the worst thing ever.
It's coming back. It did very well.
Stupidest thing ever.
It's coming back.
Stupidest thing ever.
Well, are we
Hey,
ready for a
your
judgment?
Tower of Terror is now soft and fluffy.
Yeah.
Closing arguments.
I think Adam's been the most vocal, so I'll let him go. Him or Mikey.
I
Okay.
haven't said a whole lot of anything except Doctor Strange. Because it would work, and I'm ready to armchair imagine the shit out of this later.
The attraction's outdated. The acting is wonky except for Rod Sterling, and he didn't really act. It was all edited and pasted together. The people when they get electrocuted are not scary. They don't look like much of anything except something that you could probably find in a mall in the 80s. It's time for something. The queue is that you see. You don't see most of the queue that used to be there, and the good part when you're in the hotel is way too short to actually explore most of the time. And yes, the creepy pool and the creepy fountain are really cool, but after all, it's all concrete. It's a concrete pool and an old concrete fountain. Oh,
And as
whoa.
cool as Twilight Zone is, not many people under the age of 30 really care about it, I would say.
See, I love
Not
Twilight
under the age
Zone.
of 30, Evan.
I know I'm not, but I love the stories. To sit there to base this one attraction on all those stories and all that history, it always let me down a little bit. Because the story was a little... once you started actually on the attraction. The lead up is awesome. Once you get on the attraction and the attraction actually starts, you're taken right out of the Twilight Zone, except for very few scenes here and there. It's time for something new. It's time for an update.
He just admitted it needed an update in the shaft.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I said close off the drop shaft and let it be
Is
dark.
it worth
Let it be dark.
paying? Is it worth paying to re-up this contract for a generation who doesn't remember the show, doesn't care about the show? Heck, I talked to a young kid who didn't know who I Love Lucy was.
Don't hate on
That shit should have
Trenton.
been shot.
No, I mean, I know who it is. I didn't watch the shit, but I know what it is.
But that's what I'm saying. Our old TV is dying. Our classic TV is dying.
The only people who care about the 20s are
'Cause-
hipsters.
Not even them so much. They're more in the 40s and 50s.
But that's what I'm saying. If you get rid of this, then that's gone, and people aren't going to
Do you
remember.
think
But this
Disney gives
is
a fuck
go-
about that, or they give a fuck about money?
No, here's the other thing.
Still get money.
There is no way they're keeping this theming in the park. The writing's on the wall all over it at this point. This doesn't make sense. This is the one area right now that stands out like a sore thumb. Because it's the only area that's somewhat themed to a 20s era. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't fit. It's time to move on.
Scott, rebuttal.
Look. The Tower of Terror is a historical gem of Hollywood. It is a historical gem of this park. If you get rid of it, all you're going to do is copy something. Like they said, copy Guardians, copy Mystic Manor. Let's just bring in something that's already been elsewhere. This is something we have that is not available in any other park. You can't find the Twilight Zone in any other park.
Because it's bad.
Well, no, in Tokyo they don't know what the Twilight Zone is, so they didn't use it.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, no, they don't.
I'm pretty sure Tokyo's the only other one that has the Twilight Zone.
Tokyo doesn't have the Twilight Zone.
Twilight Zone's they called it something
Yeah.
else, but they have a
Is
similar
that the
ride.
high tower?
Yeah, they don't know what the Tower. Or they don't know what the Twilight Zone is, so they didn't use
Oh
it.
wait, wait. Oh, can I just say one thing?
We're in America, Adam.
Why not make it an international property and open up the ride to a larger audience?
It won't attract anybody because nobody knows who the fuck it is.
Because the Japanese aren't willing to accept it. I don't know. Ask Disney that. But listen, in America, we know of our classical TV. We were born on TV, okay? We were raised on TV. We are the reason there is TV dinners, okay? This is a historical TV show that needs to be saved. It needs to be kept. It needs to be. There is some updating that needs to be done. There needs to be some different ride mechanisms. They have to update the projections. They have to update the show a little bit. But it needs to say Tower of Terror. It needs to say the Twilight Zone. It is a wonderful TV show that sadly Trenton's generation has lost. I mean, I grew up on this because my grandparents said, "Hey, these were scary back in the day." And you know what? If you watch them now, they're scary as shit. They're fun. They're fun. They're thrilling.
Of course, you end up explaining half of the stuff you're using. What it is what is
Yeah.
he talking
Yeah.
on? Is that a phone?
You know what?
What is he typing on?
But you know what?
That's not a computer.
That is the point. Is that these shows and this ride are not just the jumpy, scary stuff that happens at Universal Studios on Halloween Horror Nights. These are psychological thrillers. These are things that make you think about the theme of the show. Think about the script. Think about what's happening in the show. You actually have to watch and pay attention. It's a wonderful ride, and that queue. I'm sorry. I know you guys all would just circle jerk the shit out of Avatar, and I'm sure I'll like it a lot. But this is a wonderfully themed queue. It is perfectly themed for this ride.
Scott, I would bet you that you would like Avatar better right now, but you would just say that you didn't to spite me. So,
Pretty much. I agree with that
I
comment.
I don't disagree that I will love Avatar.
you will like it better, and you will know it in your head. You will not admit it outwardly because we've all said that you would, but you know you will.
Yep. I agree
But
with
Trenton,
that comment.
do you like Flight of Passage over Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yes, it's the greatest ride I've ever been on.
Adam,
Especially with the redhead change. Get the fuck
Adam,
out.
how about you?
I was just gonna say I haven't wrote it again. Right now I can't say anything.
Okay. What about Haunted Mansion?
Yes, I think Haunted Mansion needs some redoing. Not update to the story, but I think a lot of stuff in Haunted Mansion needs to be corrected.
So Flight of Passage is better than Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
Adam, Mikey, Tim,
Different. You can't compare
you
those
can't.
two.
This is not the same as
Because because you're comparing a thrill
Okay.
ride to a dark
Flight
ride.
of Passage is better than Soarin'. True or false, Adam?
Yeah. Right now, hands down.
Tim?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look,
I have never seen someone else's feet in my face on Flight of Passage.
I've also never seen bent shit, so...
I'd
look-
also like to point out that you can't really circle jerk with Na'vi because they use the ponytails. You'd have to stroke their hair. That's kind of their phallic, erogenous.
Gotta braid their hair.
Which they also use to control the things they fly on.
Oh
which
yeah,
is
it's
kinda
they,
weird when
I mean,
think
So you-
about
kinda-
it.
you
it's
stick
the
your dick in the
universal,
keyhole.
It's yeah. They got some
universal pleasure
anti-cloaca
center.
shit going on there.
Look, I love this ride. I will be extremely sad if it ever goes. I will post some of my pictures from the ride, from the queue, that I think this is a gem of Walt Disney World, that if it ever goes, it will be the death of some of Imagineering's greatest work.
And I don't think anyone's gonna miss it besides you.
Oh, that is not true at all.
Oh no, that's not
see,
true.
I
All the
can't
people,
say I won't miss
all the
it.
people, all the hipsters will come out of the woodwork
is-
to miss it if it was going away.
But here's
that's
the
not
thing
true at
with
all.
this. What did Walt Disney say about Disneyland?
It's not a museum.
Well, then why do we have the Haunted Mansion still? Let's tear it down.
It might go one day.
No.
When we get the Moana ride.
No.
I mean, here's the game. I mean, why does Disneyland have the overlay then?
Beats me. I've seen it. It's nice. It's not.
I love the overlay. Well, I'm a big fan of Jack Skellington.
It's not the greatest thing in the world. I would prefer the original. Like, I would say this. If I were going to Walt Disney World and it was my first time going and they had the overlay, not the original, I'd probably be a little upset. Which is probably why they don't do it.
Well, that's why they don't do the overlay in Disney World. But, I mean, it's already changed in one park. And the Haunted Mansion we have right now is not the Haunted Mansion that opened.
Is Flight of Passage better than Space Mountain? Let's go with that argument.
That's
Yes.
a non-starter. That's a non-starter.
Hands down. But
Really?
you can't, like I said, you can't match a dark ride to a throw ride. It's apples and oranges, truly.
Even if you could, I would consider Space Mountain a thrill ride. That's a non-starter. Space Mountain's just a tubular roller coaster, and there's nothing great. There's nothing special about it. So
Not anymore, because its time has come. And went.
Even Disneyland gets that cool
Sort of
Star
like
Wars
Tower.
overlay on fucking Space Mountain, right?
And Ghost Galaxy.
Oh, that was awesome. That looked so good. And but Disneyland's Space Mountain is better
yes,
than
it is
Disney World.
way better.
It's a totally different attraction.
So Judge Pop.
All right. You know, I gotta ding Team Trenton, Adam and Mikey on Trenton not seeing any Twilight Zone. It is one of the greatest American treasures of TV history.
And rightfully so, Tim.
It doesn't. I mean, it didn't come on. I mean, it's coming on like fucking Nick at Night when I'm a kid, man.
It's on fucking Sci-Fi now.
Yeah,
I
watched
watched
it on
Nick at
Sci-Fi.
Night when I was a kid. I will
So
say
did
for the
I.
second time tonight, you shut your whore mouth. I watched My Three Sons. I watched Laugh In,
The Donna Reed Show,
Mr. Ed.
Make Room for Daddy, Leave It to Beaver.
Green Acres.
Yeah, but what's
Bonanza.
on TV Land now? Bonanza.
And now I also have to ding Scott for saying it's a great queue, one of the greatest queues on property. It is a good queue. It is perfect for the ride. But it's by far not the greatest queue. It's just a dusty hotel room.
On the wrong side of Hollywood.
I'm going to ding both teams because neither one of you knew that that's not Rod Serling's real voice. That is Mark Silverman doing the whole thing is Mark Silverman. And I was rooting for you, Scott, because I really do love Tower of Terror. I also got to ding you for saying close up those drop windows because that's the most exciting part of the ride. When you get to the top and the drop windows open, everybody in the car screams. Everybody in the car screams. You close those windows up, nobody's gonna fucking scream.
But Adam just said it takes you.
Close the windows up, you got no light for a
But
picture.
Adam just said it takes you out of it.
It takes you.
It does take you out of the ride.
That's why
But it's the best part of the ride. He said that the attraction, once the attraction starts, you're taken out of the whole theme anyway, which is true.
But when you're going up the elevator and you see the ghost there and the window and this like 3-dimensional hallway that takes you out of it.
The ghost
The
take me
attraction
right
really
out of
doesn't
it.
start until you get in the drop shaft. Really, I mean, that's when the excitement really starts.
I mean, I
You
could.
close those windows up, and you're gonna lose all the adrenaline pumping part of the ride.
If you close those windows up, you could do the same thing with the simulator.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, and they have to foot space.
And do you not think, Tim, that Scott kind of almost agreed to some updates in a roundabout way?
Yeah, he kind of did half your job for you.
Well, I said save the Tower of Terror theming. Save the actual ride. Don't demo it.
I started this
No one else to
episode
demo it.
being team save. I really wanted to save it, but your argument wasn't compelling enough.
That's fine. It's compelling enough for me. I've been on the wrong side of a lot of arguments.
Well, you're a lawyer, so I mean.
I'm also a husband.
Which is why I thought you would have won this one, but I have to give it to Trenton, Adam, and Mike.
Whew, thank God I switched teams.
Who knows? You might have helped him if you would have been on his team.
I couldn't come up with anything any more clever than the points he made, which are valid points. I will say, as far as all the ride queues on property, this has got to be one of the easiest to keep clean.
Actually, no, they actually
Pretty
have to
much.
keep adding dust to it. Like
No,
Mansion.
they don't add dust to it. But we went right after the storms, and the leaves kind of just blended into the cold, kind of distressed thing.
Yeah.
And really and truly, the only good part of that queue is the lobby.
And you're not in there long
You're not
enough.
in there
I don't
long enough.
think.
You spend more time walking through the forest of the front courtyard than anything
I love
else.
that. I love that forest, though.
Boy, you are in that Avatar queue though for plenty of times.
But there's so much to look at.
That
though.
fucking
Well, they-
animatronic in that tube.
Well, they had to.
That's
If you're going to spend
creepy.
5 hours there, they better make it damn.
No one's
They
actually
better
made
make
it.
it.
No, it's even standby when you're outside waiting to go inside, and then you
Oh,
think
it's
you're
stunning.
inside, and you're not even inside yet because it takes you through the.
Even the
It's just I'm not going to spoil it for you.
even the fast pass queue
It's really cool.
is themed.
Yeah.
Unless
I mean, this
unless
is
you
the-
go behind the scenes of the fast pass queue, because then it looks like a hospital hallway. Which is
Yeah,
what we
but
did.
I'm talking about like when you're walking over that bridge.
Yeah.
I mean, I have some amazing shots of just walking through the fast
Cave
pass queue.
paintings.
And it's got a hidden Groot.
Yes. Yes, there is a hidden Groot.
That's the best queue on property
So-
without question.
So we win. That's the second one of these I won.
Well, that's not. It's not just up to Tim.
It's the second one of these I
Well,
won.
you got about 700 people to weigh in on this.
750.
It's the second one of these I won.
50 of them will.
I think you're probably going to get a handful of people that want to keep it, and the rest of everybody. Just knowing what we know about Three Sheet Station, the majority of the people are going to want to change it.
We'll find out.
And they're
time
all
for
going to want a
something,
new place to get a drink.
Yeah.
Which, that's one thing I am very pissed
Yeah,
off
the
that
bar
never
that never opened.
The bar that never opened.
Yeah.
Yes. How awesome would that have been?
That might have helped your argument if they would have kept.
If they opened that bar, I think I would have been on your side.
I mean, that bar would have been probably the coolest place to have a drink on property. I mean, bar none. Pun
Probably could
intended.
have got an aviation.
I don't
You
know.
definitely
The-
could.
The
Think about
Joffrey's
how-
part at the end is enough for me.
It could have been.
Okay. Yeah.
No, it could have been part abracadabra.
And it could have added to
Part-
Dapper
they
Days.
could have done a lot
They
with
could have
that.
just easily just added to Dapper Days with that.
I know. It would have been so cool to have
just-
that little terrace open. You could sit out there under some like old like country club umbrella.
Get drunk, go
seats.
back on the
Think
ride and
about
throw it all
the
up.
street
There you
atmosphere
go.
interactions that you could have had in that.
I mean, with the Hotel Bellboys. I mean, combine that with the
Starlets,
Oh.
because it was, when you think about the story behind the Tower of Terror, this was an very popular, all the hobnobbing, everybody rich and famous would go there. You could have so many options if you opened that bar. I'm so pissed off we never
I
got
know.
it.
They're letting
Hooters.
the
You
ride
could
What
have
if-
had Hooters there.
You could
Yeah.
have.
Could have had someone getting
Well,
could
back
have had
then they
burlesque.
called them ladies of the night.
Lady-
They didn't call
yes.
them boys.
Ladies
Private-
And
of
you
the
could have had a burlesque
evening.
dancers. You definitely could have had your burlesque dancers there.
the women of ill repute.
Hookers.
well. Unfortunately for Hugh Grant,
Prostitutes.
we never got those ladies of the.
Professional ladies.
Courtesans.
oldest profession.
I read an AMA. They're called courtesans. That's the trade term. They're called courtesans.
What does anyone know why we never got that bar? Is it just money ran out? I have no idea.
I
They gave us
I
fucking-
don't
they gave
know
us
if it was a
baseline.
rumor.
Ugh.
I don't know if it was a rumor. I really am thinking, though, because the contract is running out, they didn't want to sink money into
Yep.
it
Because they
right
don't know
now.
what
That
to
makes
do.
sense.
That was like 3 or 4 years ago, wasn't it?
Right, and you remember
Still,
around that
they-
same time,
why-
that's when they announced Guardians changeover for Disneyland.
And how long did it
Yeah,
take them
they
to
announced-
build Pandora? Takes a while, Scott. They're looking into the future.
No, Guardians really didn't take that long.
No,
though,
it was like
from
a
time-
summer.
from
No,
announcement.
They shut it down, and it was like a summer, yeah.
When you have to
So-
build a new ride, it takes like 2.5 years to make. When you have
Yeah,
to
but-
re-theme a ride with just some overlay, it takes about 8 to 9
Or
months.
when you have to build a new land, it takes about 8.
There you go. 8
And
years.
then, but in this situation, you didn't really have to do much except build a bar
I know.
inside.
And they had the
I don't know
bar
what happened
there.
to
They
it.
just had to make it a functional bar.
I don't know why it didn't never pop through. But my honest opinion is that they're second guessing keeping this contract alive.
They're second guessing keeping the ride the way it is.
I mean, it would have cost money to run all that stuff, and if they don't know exactly what they're doing with it yet, a bar might not have made sense there.
Yeah, it was canceled in 2016 and announced in 2015.
And it was less than a year.
It was like 5 months
Yeah.
after they announced it, they decided to pull back on it.
So they probably already know what they're doing with that ride. They're just not going to announce
there's no
it
doubt.
until Toy Story opens and Galaxy's Edge opens.
There's no doubt in my mind they know it's open. They just can't announce another closure right
And
now.
I guarantee you, when they do that, they're announcing the change for Aerosmith because they're not going to keep Aerosmith.
No.
No, it'll have
Rock
to change.
Roller Coaster is going away too.
If they get rid of the Hollywood-esque, the old Hollywood, the Hollywood that never was, themed to that area of the land, that area of the park, they would certainly have to get rid of all of this, because otherwise, if you take out the old Hollywood feel, where does an old hotel at the end of Hollywood fit?
Well, Aerosmith doesn't fit in that section really.
Well,
either.
you're driving
good.
through L.A. Yeah, I agree. It doesn't really.
So, I mean, they have to get rid of Aerosmith no matter what they do with it to just either make it more cohesive or start over.
I think Aerosmith was just an excuse to have some type of representation of the Hollywood sign.
Very true.
Yeah.
I think at the time it gave people
Well, it was also the
new
time.
Hollywood. It gave new blood too.
It was kind of in that time when celebrity in the parks was Michael Eisner's thing. It was, how many celebrities can we get into the parks? You had Ellen's, you had Phil Hartman, you had Tyra Banks. Not really a celebrity, well, kind of a celebrity. Mario Lopez was in the parks at the time.
Michael J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox. Alex Trebek. I mean, all of these celebrities were used.
Drew Carey.
Drew Carey. All of these celebrities were used to promote the Disney parks, and where people could go on there and be like, "Oh, look, it's Drew Carey," and let's go on that ride. And boy, you're 30 minutes later.
Anybody has ever said that?
30 minutes later, you're like, "Why did I go on that ride?" That is a throwback
What
to
ride was
Sounds
that?
Dangerous with Drew Carey.
Soundstage.
Basically, you put on a set of headphones, and then you were taking on an audio journey for the most part because it was dark, and then occasionally some visuals would pop up. It was terrible, really terrible.
It was cheesy. It's where whatchamacallit is now.
The Olaf meet and greet.
Yeah, and the Frozen sing along.
Yes, I think so.
Or is it the
And
Jedi
Frozen.
Theater?
No, the Frozen
Sing-along.
The Frozen show.
Frozen
I think, took over
sing-along?
that part of.
Because it's
Yeah.
Frozen.
Is that where
and
the
then
American
it's
Idol used to
the
be?
Jedi Theater and then Olaf?
No, American Idol. That building's no longer there.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, they knocked that down for Star Wars.
Oh, that's where the stage show
No,
is.
for the other Toy Story.
Right. Oh, you're right, because it was right next door to Toy Story Mania.
So, look, we'll let Three Sheets Nation weigh in on the Tower of Terror. Save it or destroy it, and that's pretty much all it's got.
Always do, till the blue skies chase those dark clouds far away.
So, I want to thank you all for joining us this week on Three Sheets to the Mouse. Definitely head over to www.themagicalmeltdown.com. We got some great t-shirts coming up. We got some glassware up there for sale. Coasters, gifts. What else we got, Mikey?
Llamas?
Llamas.
Llamas.
Lorenzo?
That's a good Fortnite
Trenton
shirt.
doesn't get that.
That's a good
What?
Fortnite shirt. You can picture the lava pinata and just put Lorenzo across the top.
Just to give him like a little dirty Sanchez.
Trent doesn't know what that is either.
I don't get it.
Nope. Oh, I'll give you Dirty
Oh, I get that
Sanchez,
one.
Trenton.
I don't get the other part of it.
Yeah, Trenton's about to live up to the nickname of Sleepy Beard over there. Look at him, guys.
I'm not sleeping
That's
now,
like
but
my
I
mother-in-law.
fucking need to be sleeping.
Yeah, he's my mother-in-law during church service.
But head over to magicmeltdown.com. Plenty of good stuff over there. Shop, click, buy, all that good stuff. Right, Mikey?
Yes, shop, click, buy, and then post pictures when you get it.
Yeah.
Let us see it.
Because if you don't post pictures, you didn't get it.
Pics or it didn't happen, people.
That's right.
If all you bought's the shirt, that's all you got to put on. Just share the photo.
Oh, boy.
Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
If all you bought are a couple stickers, pasties.
If you enjoyed the show, please, we'd love to have you go over to iTunes. Let us know how we're doing. Rate and review. It's the best way for others to help others like you find the show. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter at 3 Sheets Podcast. But if you really want to interact with us, head over to the Facebook group, facebook.com/group/3 Sheets. There you can become part of the 3 Sheets Nation. You can watch some of the live videos like we did last week. It's plenty to do over there. There's lots of fun. Come hang out with us. And if you have friends that love Disney as much as you do, invite them to become part of the 3 Sheets Nation. And Mikey, what do they do? What do they need to do in order to become part of 3 Sheets Nation?
Send nudes.
Well, sure, but also
Answer the questions.
yes, answer the questions. There's 3 simple questions.
Scott, you can't just you can't. Damn it, man.
You know his answer for everything is send
Mikey.
nudes. How long have we been doing
Mikey,
this show?
what happens if your dog dies?
Send nudes.
Yeah.
3 sheets to the mouse at gmail.com. The number 3 sheets to the mouse at gmail.com.
Still waiting all these
Not
years.
Cameroon.
All these years. But come hang out with us. Answer the questions. Become part of 3 Sheets Nation. It's really a lot of fun.
All these year.
All these years.
All these years.
Well, we're past 1.
Year and a half.
Yeah, that's years.
Just send nude at this point. It ain't even got to be yours. If your neighbor's got his their window up, just, that's illegal. Don't do that.
We do not condone voyeurism.
No.
We like it. We just don't condone it.
But if you do, picture it didn't happen.
All right.
All right,
Get
so
that Flash Mountain business.
so close remarks. Mikey,
I think I've said quite enough, Scott.
before you get us into more
the-
trouble.
The hotel's going to go away, I'm sure, and it's going to be fun when it comes back. Disney will do it right. I'm saying this like we know something. For the record, everybody listening, we don't know jack shit with 2 T's, but it's going away.
Adam,
Just real quick, by the time this posts, you have less than a month to sign up for the meetups in November. The actual sign-up's going to close around May 1st, so we're going to need a definite head count if you're coming to either the lunch or the dinner, so that this way we can actually book a reservation and try to get this big group together. There's a lot of us that are interested in it. Also, if you decide that you can't make it or you do no longer want it, please let us know as well, so this way I can remove your name from the list. So, I want to say we have about 20 some odd people going to dinner, and about maybe 15 or so going to the lunch right now. So, we're getting it to be a big group. Also, it looks like they started selling the party passes
Yes, they did.
for after the race. A bunch of us are running the half, so if you want to buy the pass, I want to say it's $85.
84.
That sounds right. $84. There might be tax and stuff, but that is now available as well. Check out the pages. All the information is on there. If you're not invited to the actual event page, let one of us know. Any one of the moderators can add you in. And that's really it. We'll speak to you all next week.
so Adam, real quick, the lunch is what, Saturday, right?
Lunch is going to be Saturday. It's going to be more of like somewhere in between lunch and dinner.
like a
kind of
dinner.
like
A dinner.
a dinner, yeah. And that's going to be at
Whispering.
Whispering
There you
Canyon Cafe. And the dinner is going to be Monday night-ish at Beer Garden.
All right, so make sure you check out those on the page. Let any one of us know that if you want to be added, sign up or to sign up for those. Let us do that. Also, the party for the race after race party. That's what day? Sunday, right?
That's Sunday night. Early admission, I want to say, starts at 8 p.m. and the actual party gets going about 10
All
to
right,
1.
so if you're there Sunday night, make sure, and you're not running, make sure you grab yourself a race pass or a party pass and get in there, because I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun with all those guys. All right, so Tim.
You know, it's been a while since the 5 of us were actually here at the same time, and I missed it. It was a great show.
It has, even though you guys ran train on me.
Yes.
Well, you asked for it.
You got Debbie Duzzed.
I just love the show. I love the show actually, and I love the ride. Oh, bummer.
Hey, Trenton, give us some closing remarks.
Oh, hey, how about that? Okay.
I was saving you for last.
So I will be putting up a poll for this, for people can, vote on what they would do. Would you keep it? Would you update with the current theme, or would you put a new theme in? Are going to be your 3 choices. Also, I wanted to mention the meetup on April 22nd at the Polynesian for Brant and Sydney's honeymoon Sheeter meetup. That's going to be, I believe, at... Where's the time on this?
8:30.
I had it right here. Is it 8:30? Okay.
Yes.
I'm on the page, but I don't know where it's at. Okay.
8:30 on the beach at the Poly.
Right. We're getting
watch
drinks.
the
We're going to watch the
fireworks.
fireworks from the beach. So if you're interested in that, that is April 22nd.
April 22nd on the beach at the Poly. You'll find a giant crowd of not sober people.
Drunk bastards.
Yeah, drunk bastards. And join them, have a great time. There's a lot of...
I forgot the May meetup.
Adam, plug the May meetup too, because there's a lot of them.
Yes, May meetup is going to be at 7:30 at Jack Lindsay's Hangar Bar on May 15th. It's a Tuesday night. Come down and see Tim and I.
There you go. So there's plenty to go on this this summer and into the fall at Walt Disney World with 3 Sheets Nation. So if you're down there, let anyone know, because there's probably someone else from 3 Sheets Station down there as well. So from all of us here at 3 Sheets the Mouse, thank you for making our show part of your Disney life. Thank you for your time, this time, and until next time, so long for just a while.
And thank you.